What's up, man? It's your big brother K Reno. I want to shout out to my homie Kofi from Kofi's Universe. Y'all make sure to subscribe to his channel and support everything he got going on because he be dropping that knowledge. Yeah!
News for you guys. Guess what's dropping in a few weeks?
New Ghostface.
Supreme Clientele 2.
Yeah. Shout out to Mass Appeal.
Yeah, that's going down.
Yo, Mass Appeal is doing their thing right now.
No, man, that Slick Rick album is fire.
Hot take, Nas has done more for hip hop than any rapper in history.
That's in the convo right there.
Yes.
He has given back more to hip hop than any rapper in history.
Yo, news for
YouTube, salute. Okay, y'all. Ebro from the Hot 97 podcast radio show says Nas has done more or contributed and gave back to anybody in hip hop history. Let's talk about it. If you're new to my channel, thumbs up the video, hit that sub button, click that bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. So when they was talking about what's going on with Mass Appeal Records, if you didn't realize or if you've been living under a rock, Slick Rick dropped his new album. It just came out maybe like 2 weeks ago. Victory. Check it out. I did a review about it on my channel. Well, actually a reaction. And Nas helped Slick Rick with that project. You know, it came out on Mass Appeal Records. And you got Supreme Clientele 2 coming out. Ghostface Killer. That's the second project. The third project is Raekwon. Raekwon got a project coming out. The fourth project is Big L. Yes. Unreleased material. So that's going to be dope. The fifth project is De La Soul. A lot of people don't know De La Soul got another project coming out. So Nas is a part of that to release it on Mass Appeal Records. Six is the Mobb Deep album. So it will be produced entirely by Havoc and The Alchemist. Nas is executive producing the album with Havoc and Prodigy's estate. Allow the verses to be cleared to be on the album. The seventh project this year will be Nas and DJ Premier collab album. So he's saying that his contributions given back to hip hop. This is what hip hop needs. Hip hop does need this. But Nas has been given to hip hop for so long, y'all. We go down the list. Think about his debut album, Illmatic, April 19th, 1994. That's considered to be the Bible of hip hop. The Bible of hip hop. It shaped and changed hip hop forever. You know, Nas, his features in the 90s, we talking about Live at the Barbecue, main source. You know, More Money, More Murder, More Money, More Murder on the AZ album. You know, we're talking about Eye for Eye, Mobb Deep, Verbal Intercourse on Raekwon's album. You know, Nas was featured on some hits. You know, he was doing some great stuff. I mean, you know, it was just everything Nas was doing, everything he was touching. You know, even Nas was on AZ Gimme Yours. He was on the chorus, but you know, Nas is just that impact of the first album. Even though it didn't go platinum, it went gold. But the second album, that was the most anticipated hip hop album for a sophomore album. That was the most anticipated sophomore album ever in hip hop that I know, besides Wu-Tang Clan, but that's more of a group, you know. But as far as a solo artist, I never seen nobody, as far as fans, you know, was anticipating that album. But you know, when it comes to like other things Nas has influenced or contributed back, you can think about just after it was written, the I Am, that was supposed to be a double album, but it got bootleg and it came out with two albums in 99. Nostradamus, it didn't hit hard to me. You know, I Am was dope, but Nostradamus, I felt like, nah, you messed up. You know, that's my thing. But his vivid storytelling, his, you know, amazing voice, you know, the longevity in hip hop. You know, he has influenced three generations, y'all. Think about all the people Nas has influenced. You know, everybody from the 90s to, you know, the current state of rap. You know, you can talk about Kendrick, the J.Cole's, the Lil Wayne's, you know, Um, the Joey Badass. I mean, the list can go on and on and on. I'm just naming some people off the top of my dome. Meek Mill, even though Meek Mill don't sound like him, but just his influence and how people respect and honor Nas. Rick Ross, think about it. And even when it comes to his peers, like the LL Cool J's, the KRS Ones, the Rakims, the Cool G Raps, they salute Nas. They salute him because they know his impact. Nas, to me, is like the Kobe Bryant of rap because Rakim is the Jordan, and you knew what Jordan was gonna do, But Nas took what Rakim was doing and took it to another level, as far as like bridging that gap, that East Coast Renaissance, and coming with the vivid storytelling and the sophisticated rhyme schemes. Thinking about how he flipped his flow and allowed listeners to understand his lyrical complexity on another level. And then when he was going with the emotional depth, thinking about just being vulnerable on tracks and just opening up and just giving eyewitness accounts about what's going on in Queensbridge projects, that was remarkable. That was astonishing. I was like, wow. Another thing about Nas, a lot of people don't understand this. When it comes to his album covers, you know, niggas been off Nas shit. Talking about Biggie Smalls. Nas with the Illmatic, the I Am, the It Was Written, those album covers. His album covers have always made an impact. You've seen people like Kendrick with the Good Kid, Mad City, the Carters, Biggie Smalls, people with that type of like wow, like you saw what it was getting their ideas from. The multiple producers, Nas was tapping into that because remember, it's usually people have one producer, but Nas using multiple producers, especially on his first album, using DJ Premier, Pete Rock, Q-Tip, Large Professor. I'm just naming a few. When he got to his second album, he used Track Masters, DJ Premier, Havoc, Dr. Dre, I believe LES too, y'all. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's just everything about Nas is just his longevity in hip hop. He kept raising the bar. And when I mean raising the bar, like in the 2000s, he came out with God's Son, Priest Disciple, Double Disc, and then nobody saw him coming with the Untitled Nigger album. Then coming out with the Distant Relatives with Damian Marley Project, which was one of his best works ever. Life is Good. Saw a little gap from Nas for years, and people thought he was coming out because when he jumped on the Nas album was done for the DJ Khaled project. He didn't drop that album. I heard he pulled it back. Then he came out with the Nasir album in 2018, produced by Kanye West. That didn't hit for me. But when he reinvigorated himself is when he got with Hit Boy and released 6 great projects. And some of those projects to me are some of his best work. They could be in his top 5 albums of all time. If you're thinking about King's Disease 2 and 3, arguably in his top 5. Magic 1, 2, or 3 can maybe be in his top 10. That's my opinion. But to me, Nas, his contributions to hip hop can arguably be the best of any rapper in history, or he's in the top 3 of one of the rappers that contributed back to hip hop. Because some people gonna say, what about KRS One? What about Rakim? What about Tupac? What about Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg? I'm not gonna take nothing away from them rappers and let's throw them in a conversation. But I'm speaking about Nas right now. Nas, his flowers are right now. He took what Rakim did and he flipped it. He came with his own technique, his own style, and took it to another level that everybody appreciates it right now. People will still appreciate it 50 years or 100 years. He is a hip hop griot. That's what he is. He's an African griot. What I mean is a great storyteller that took what he knew about life and gave it to what it is on the album. Post your comments below. Post smash Black Panther the like button. Subscribe to my channel. Click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. If you want to support, donate to the channel, I have Patreon. Patreon.com/KofiUniverse. Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Streamlabs, everything's in the description. Until next time, salute.